My comment section has occasionally been a little bit of a fucking dumpster fire this weekend, and not from the usual suspects, aka the MAGA fuckface ass clowns. So here's yet again another special edition video, because if I'm gonna burn my fucking house down, I'm gonna do it in my own particular style. What is up, fam of Liberty, and also everyone else watching this video who's wondering what the fuck is going on, or you're not following us for some reason. I am Admin Tim, or Big Sarge, founder of the Sons of Liberty social media organization that has been steadily enraging MAGA fuckface ass clowns since 2015, and more recently, a small handful of super woke leftists who thought that I was just going to ignore their bullfuckery too. And that's actually what today's video is about, kind of like yesterday. So yesterday I cut a reaction video to a handful of reactions that we got on our Facebook post about Trump's executive order, essentially directing states to round up the unhoused, aka the homeless, or as I've taken to calling them now, the unhoused homeless, just because you want to fucking tone police me on what I can and can't say. And also the mentally ill. And the wording is intentionally vague on that, but it also targets violence, again vague wording, sudden confrontation, again vague wording, and Trump has made it clear with direct statements that these people are going to be sent to farm labor camps, work camps, which is a shorter way of spelling and saying concentration camps. Naturally, a lot of people responded with their outrage and concern. And then a few got in our comments and said some shit that just really pissed me off. And so I cut a video and I fucking went off like an atom bomb. You can go watch that video. I don't need to recap it. I posted it yesterday. You can find it on our Facebook page and on our YouTube. Anyway, I went off, and you see, first of all, I've been homeless. Unhoused twice in my adult life. It's not a fun experience, and if it had not been for fellow veterans finding out because I was too proud to say shit, had it not been for fellow veterans, I'd have been a statistic. You see, once you're unhoused, you have precious few options. The vast majority of things in this world depend on you having an address where you can say that you live. You know, like employment. And having a place where you can get a passable night's sleep and take a shower and conduct personal hygiene is also really, really important for things like employment. Especially if you work in a public place where, you got to be around other people. Nobody wants to smell your fucking stank breath and smell your sweaty, gross armpits and your unwashed hair and shit. And even if your car is where you're living, making sure that that car is functional and can get you to and from work because it has gas in the tank, that requires employment or some other money-making venture. So combined with the fact that quite a few unhoused homeless people are veterans, an estimated 5%, at least 5% of the unhoused homeless people are veterans. You know the trope. Guy out there with a scraggly beard and an olive drab field jacket and a sign that says homeless veteran begging for money or food or whatever. There's a reason that's a trope. So yeah, I took some of these comments personally, saying that we are overreacting and that homeless people would be okay in Donald Trump's work camps. I'm not going to apologize either. I said what I said, and I meant what I said. Just like Horton in Horton Hears a Who. I found a few of these comments especially hypocritical coming from people who I knew had commented before with liberal-aligned or progressive-aligned statements. It just really sounded false and hollow and out of touch with left-leaning ideology that, well, I'm on the side of gays and trans people and racial equality and immigrants being able to work without fear of being carted off to alligator Alcatraz. But homeless people, those bums need to get a job, and this gives them a job and a place to live. So it's no secret that I mock a lot of left-leaning shit that gets said in our comments. I'm contemptuous and critical of gatekeeping and purity tests, and yes, I realize there's an irony in saying I hate gatekeeping and purity tests and then basically taking a fat steaming quiche on people for not being down to protect our homeless. Anyway, I'm critical of people on the left just as much as I am of people on the right, and that includes establishment Democrats, blue MAGA, and people who I call super woke, so woke that they need to go take a nap. And that's in reference to people whose leftist identity seems to be purely performative, as if to say, look at me, I'm woke, I'm the wokest of the woke. And let me be clear here. There is absolutely nothing wrong with being woke. I'm not mocking wokeness, and I've had people unsubscribe or unfollow because they thought that I was. If you misinterpret what I'm saying, even though it's very explicitly spelled out in what my positions are when I allegedly say seemingly controversial shit, that's a you problem, not a me problem. Hashtag not sorry, not sorry. Anyway, I wanted to address that yet again because Lord knows I haven't made half a dozen videos explaining what the hell I'm talking about, but here you go. Add that to the growing pile. And also yesterday on the Sons of Liberty Discord server and on social media, I posted a thing about Sunbelt rentals. And I'm going to explain that before I talk about why I'm talking about Sunbelt rentals, because it pertains to what I just said about making fun of people and shit. So if you haven't seen the post, or you don't know what Sunbelt Rentals is, if you don't know who or what Sunbelt Rentals are, it's a company that provides very distinct, very green colored equipment like pallet movers and forklifts, construction equipment, temporary structures like giant framed in tents, portable power and HVAC units, etc., etc. It's also a major provider of equipment about as iconic as John Deere, for example. I mean, nobody's getting out there writing country songs about Sunbelt Rentals, but it's on that same level. Well, yesterday I received an anonymous tip from a Sunbelt employee who was blowing the whistle about Sunbelt Rentals being the only provider for HVAC and power equipment to Alligator Auschwitz, along with some logistical equipment like forklifts and other moving equipment, and also the temporary structures at the Florida concentration camp. If you look at photos, you can see the iconic green equipment and vehicles. Sunbelt doesn't cover the logos on its equipment, and it only uses that very distinct hue of green. It's the only color they use. So Sunbelt Rentals wants to keep it ultra hush-hush that they are providing this assistance to the concentration camp, Alligator, Alcatraz, or Auschwitz, or whatever you want to call it. It's so hush-hush that a lot of people who work in the company don't even know this. And to be clear, I don't have major connections with the news media or whatever. Half the fucking people who are much bigger than I am ignore us because I'm such a fucking loudmouth, obnoxious, profane person who will just as soon bite them as I would people on MAGA if they say dumb shit. So this person that's reporting this to me is actually a member of the Family of Liberty. It's somebody that I've known outside of Sons of Liberty. So when this person tells me a thing, I trust them implicitly. This is not some made up shit. This is not fake news or me just generating a random fucking chat GPT shit just to post content. And I'll talk about that in a minute. Anyway, I am told that quite a few of Sunbelt's employees are left-leaning and that they would have a massive problem internally if this became known. Now, Sunbelt isn't working directly for whatever government agency is running the Florida concentration camp. It's subcontracted through another government contractor, Garner Environmental. Sunbelt Rentals' tie to the Florida camp isn't entirely off the map, though. A small handful of the company's customers have reportedly given Sunbelt some grief. But the amount of money that Sunbelt is making from Garner Environmental outweighs the amount that the company is losing from the small amount of smaller time customers. They're like, okay, take your money elsewhere. We've got all this money over here. Sunbelt is a preferred vendor in the convention and corporate theater world. So I've been asked to start raising holy hell about it. So I'm passing on to you what I know. And if you're part of the press or news media and you're watching, let's talk. Meanwhile, as a call to action, if you're in the Family of Liberty, you can reach out to Sunbelt's customer support number that's prominently displayed on their website. I posted last night on social media and on our Discord server, and already people are goon swarming Sunbelt social media photos and posts. So help me break this wide open, and maybe we can force Sunbelt to withdraw its support and publicly acknowledge that it's done this and that it's stopping. Sunbelt Rentals CEO Brendan Horgan is apparently going through a divorce, and I wonder if his estranged wife knows about his involvement with Alligator Auschwitz. I wonder if it's had any kind of factor at all in their divorce. Anyway, I think that it would be a shame if she didn't know about this. I'm not saying, I'm just saying. On the topic of Alligator Auschwitz, I swear to fucking God, I just can't even with some of you in my comments. First of all, have I ever steered you wrong? Why did you think that me posting from an anonymous internal source and as more information rolls in was somehow the go-ahead for you to try and insinuate that I might have made shit up? There's so much out there that is factually verifiable to be outraged that I could talk about, and it would just be regurgitating what everyone else is talking about. So it's not like I need to make shit up to fabricate a sensational story. I swear to God, some of y'all need to unfuck your priorities. And after I just fucking blew a gasket about tone policing and terminology policing in reference to appropriating Jewish and Roma tragedy. God damn it! I've got people in my fucking comment sections again telling me, please stop calling it Alligator Auschwitz. But then, on the opposite end of the spectrum, I've got other people saying that we have to stop calling it Alligator Alcatraz and call it Alligator Auschwitz. So I'm damned if I do, I'm damned if I don't, and I swear to fucking God, I am this close to being completely done with left-leaning politics. I'm just going to fucking go off and be me and still believe what I believe, but not tying it directly to the left. In other words, I'm going to say and do what the fuck I want to do, And if that makes me left, then so be it. If that makes me not your ally because I'm not firmly embracing the left's label, then so fucking be it. God damn it, people. There are way more fucking important things to be worrying about than what the hell nicknames we give a thing to make fun of it and or to show our contempt. This one guy is telling me, well, obviously, clearly, you never grew up around people with tattoos. And if you're not picking up what he's putting down, he's talking about concentration camp survivors who had serial numbers tattooed on their arms. Motherfucker! Let me tell you about my great-grandmother and her mother who died in a camp. Actually, no. You know what? I don't need to fucking explain my perspectives to you, so fuck you! There's a saying in my native Scotland, and that saying is, get to feck. Also, hope your next shite's a hedgehog. See, this is what I'm talking about with me not giving a fuck about some other leftist or liberal and what they're saying in my comments. The left will eat its own, and yes, again, I realize there's irony in me saying that the left will eat its own as I'm eating someone on our side. Well, not literally, or even, I just can't even. Like, can y'all stop being distracted by the piddly shit and maybe stop tone policing people that are down there in the trenches? You sound like a fucking butter bar working in the S1 shop, worried about the language on a report instead of, oh shit, y'all did the badass thing. I don't have time for a rimped desk jockey, so if you're gonna try and correct me, you better be right there by my side doing the damn thing with me, being like, hey, that's fucked up, let's do it this way. Fucking pogues, I swear, Jesus, suffering, fuck. I'm digressing, and you know what? Honestly, I don't want to spend my Saturday ranting and raging because I did that shit yesterday too, so I'm gonna go play some video games and fuck this shit, I'm out.
And now it's time for the throw punch!